This is Drew Tuber. Back at it again with another story time. For this story, we're gonna go all the way back to when I was in 7th grade, and I was in an orchestra class. Um, uh, yeah, you already saw the title. This, yeah, he really did, and it's probably one of the most funniest things that has ever happened in middle school. Very awkward time for everybody, especially when it comes to this. Everyone thought it was funny, though, and I still think it's funny. I mean, this is coming from the guy who still laughs at poop and pee. Like, oh my god, can I please mature? Nope. Anyways, for the sake of this video, we're going to be going ahead, and I'm going to be calling him Jimmy, because that's a name, I guess. So, Jimmy what wasn't your typical run of the dill kind of kids. That is not even a saying. I don't know. He's not one of your typical people. He was part of the sped. If you picking up what I'm putting down, he was special and special needs, and he played in my orchestra. Now, I still play in orchestra. God, I just love music in general, playing instruments and stuff. So I played violin, and he played cello. He sat in the very back of the cellos, which is where you sit when you're the worst. Jimmy would... It was one of those kids that didn't know when to shut up and what time it was to not be playing. But, that's how it usually is. If any of you guys were in orchestra or are in orchestra and you're in middle school or were in middle school when you were in orchestra, then you know how frustrating it is for the teacher when other students are playing their instruments while they're talking and no one else is supposed to be playing. He was one of those kids that would do that. And the teacher, let's call him Mr. Heck. I don't know. Don't ask me. Mr. Heck really did not like this kid, and everyone kind of knew that because this kid was annoying and just really really weird. Not kind of, just full out weird. He would talk about sperm in while the teacher's like, okay, now we're gonna be talking about geology. Yo, no, bro, we're gonna be talking about sperm. And then he made a sperm joke and was laughing in front of the whole class, and no one else laughed. But we'll save that for another time. I'm getting off track. So he plays so one of these days he's playing his cello, and I'm in the violin section, so I'm on the other side of the room. Because it goes first violin, second violin, viola, then cello. And at this time I was in second violin, so I wasn't the furthest away, but I was far enough to where I could kind of make out what was going on. You get the point. I'm at I'm a distance away from him. And one day he comes in and he starts playing and talking really loud. Like, he was like, yo, bro, hey, let's talk about, I don't fucking know, shit and puss, because that's what I do. And the teacher was like, just snapped. He had enough of this kid. And so he starts yelling at Jimmy. He's like, you know what? I'm writing you up. You won't shut up. You won't listen. And you don't have any special privileges to enable you to talk while I'm teaching. And I'm like, everyone's like, oh my God, he finally snapped, oh! And so the teacher starts writing him up, and our write-ups, I don't know if they're the same for everyone else, but they're like, at middle school, they were like little yellowish orangish slips, and when you were handed them, that was for detention. It's a write-up. I never got one, though, in middle school, but I did in high school a couple times, and I earned those just to tell the story, and so I'll save those for another time. So the teacher hands him the write-up, And this kid, I don't know what the fuck he thought when this kid, when Mr. Heck handed him the slip. He must have been like, yo, I'm kind of hungry, you know? And this wasn't some like hunger kind of stuff if you picking up what I'm putting down, because this class we had right after lunch, so it couldn't be because he was hungry. It's probably because he's a sped kid and he didn't know what to do with it, so he puts the slip in his mouth and he starts chewing. And he's chewing, and the teacher's so pissed, and everyone's laughing, and he's like still, and Jimmy doesn't think it's funny at all. He's like, well, maybe if I eat it, then I don't get the detention. And so the teacher writes him another slip, because he's like, what the f*** did this kid just do? He just ate a piece of paper. And so he writes him up again and gives that to him, and he says, do not eat it. You know what this kid Jimmy did? He ate the second slip. So this kid's chewing on two write-ups, and the teacher's so angry, he just sends him right to the office. And for the rest of the day, I don't see this kid Jimmy. And he was in a couple of my classes. I actually have a few stories about this guy. Yeah, I guess the moral of the story is don't eat paper, or I don't know. Okay, so yeah, that was it for that. Go ahead, like this video. This is the last video I'm doing on my main channel. So if you want to hear more of these, like every day or every other day, I'm going to be doing these, and yeah, I have a lot of stories. So go subscribe to my other channel. If you're wondering how to get to that, go to my main page on my YouTube channel. Just search DrewTuber or whatever. Go to that, and then it should be on the other channels tab. Yeah. And so that's about it. Oh, the channel's name is DrewTuber, but with a 2 instead of the 2. Like, if you know what I mean. You probably don't. I'll just put it on screen right now. Bam, there it is. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, cool. Alright, subscribe to that channel. Do it now. Yeah, so last video went really good. I liked it myself. It was fun to make. So go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.